You know what the problem is with real estate? Needing to have tons of money or really, really good credit in order to get into the game. Well, I'm here to change that for you because there are little known strategies that let you take over an existing mortgage to buy an investment property. Way we're leveraging the debt that is already in place instead of going and qualifying and applying for new debt to pay off the old debt. This is called subject to the existing financing and creative financing. All right. My name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy. This is where I teach people to become a bank instead of going to the bank. So tonight, I'm going to dive in to why it is so critical right now to use these strategies and to know these strategies, and then how you can implement these strategies. It's been a long time since I went live, so I'm super excited about this one. Hit that like button. All right. And if you're new to channel and you feel like I bring you some value, I want you to consider subscribing, okay? Or you can just be a player about it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no-quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
Hey, what y'all? Man, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube Live. Okay, my guy from Wisconsin. We got some players in Wisconsin. We actually got a house up there. Us, me, my team, the Avengers, and then one of our students. So, house, dude, it's got like, I don't know, a few $100,000, close to 300,000 in equity to play with. We're only paying the seller a few $1,000. It's a beautiful thing. I think 10 grand. Love it. All right. Well, thanks for coming, man. Hit that like button. Now, tonight, guys, I want to talk to you about a few things. All right. First is the mindset that we need to get into real estate, but to get into creative financing in real estate. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine, well, just think about your life now, right? Think about what your life is like. And think about the changes that you want to make to your life, right? How you would live it differently if money was a tool for instead of something that you have to trade your life in exchange for, right? So just think about it. What would you do? What would life be like if you controlled your time? What would life be like if there weren't these limiting beliefs that are implanted in us that hold us back? Like, what would that be like for you? Well, I want to show you, kind of how we can get this thing going. Now, the power of mindset. All right. This is critical if you are going to implement this strategy. And I have made, listen, me and the GoGetter family members have bought millions and millions of dollars in properties around the country. We've helped so many people, so many families. There have been instances, I just put up a post on TikTok where my student didn't even buy the house. He just helped these people by delaying their auction and then helped them get their previous 2 years in delinquent payments, $17,000, almost $500, $17,500. 2 years delinquent payments. He helped them to get that paid by the government so that they could stay in their house. The power of mindset. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way, you're right. I can't remember who said that quote. It's definitely not me. I'm not that philosophical. Okay. Guys, we're just coming off our live 3-day event in Houston, Texas. And after that was over, I flew back to Sioux City, Iowa, where I'm originally from. Stayed for about a week, and I'm back in Houston now. I'm in my Airbnb. That's why you guys don't see my usual background with Nipsey, man, in the blue. I miss that background. I gotta get set up down here in H-Town. Anyway, we're about a week and some change after our live event, okay? And it was absolutely unequivocally life-changing for a lot of people that were there. Not only the information, but also a shift in mindset, a change in the direction that they're going in and that they are taking accountability for in their lives. Not only that, the networking with people, the relationships that were made, that were built, man, the seeds of those relationships that are going to be lifelong relationships that potentially could even turn into friendships from this. And we were talking about a lot of money, so that makes it a lot easier. So understand this, guys. The universe never says no. It either says yes, not right now, or I have something better in store for you. Man, that's a hell of a quote. Hell of a quote. Now, I want to talk about some things real quick before I get into some nitty gritty. All right. So hit that like button. Hit that like button. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Put where you're from. I'll answer some questions on the second part of the show. I actually have to call a realtor in Dallas just this evening. I'm waiting on some information. I'm going to call the realtor in Dallas and set up. So we're buying a house. We're buying a house subject to the existing financing. The house is beautiful. It's got a salt in-ground pool in the backyard. It's saltwater pool. It's in Dallas, Texas. Well, the family's in foreclosure. We got that all stopped, and we've got to now see. We're taking possession of these homes. We own these homes. Okay, this house has it's the biggest house on the block. It's beautiful. 2 pillars in the front. I mean, I absolutely unequivocally love it. The family that lives there, however, they have a bunch of animals. So it'd be hard for them to find another place to live. Now, listen, we want to get this house for free. Okay. In doing that, we need to ensure that we get possession. So they've got to be moving out. If we stop this foreclosure, we don't want to be too invested without having possession of the house. Possession is where it's at. You got to have it. So we're going to pay them $6,500 at closing. Well, we're going to, instead of taking that money and putting it in their pockets, we're helping them to find a place to live, and we're going to pay their first few months rent or whatever it takes. We're going to take it out of that $6,500 and pay their next, a property manager or a landlord, so that we can ensure that they're moving out. We're getting possession. This is a series of component parts that must go together and work together almost like a symphony. All right. So I got stuff to do this evening. Real estate. Now, Price is Law. I'm going to give you guys the reasons why Price is Law exists. And I'm not going to get too sciencey with Price is Law. It's a law. It's a law of nature. Okay. And Price is Law simply states that out of a group of people, any group of people, any population of people, so it can be a group of 10, and it could be a group of 1 million, 2 million, 1 billion, the world's population, a group. Out of that group, right, the square root of that group is responsible for 50% of that group's, the entire population's productivity. Okay, the square root. So we take the square root of 9 for an example. The square root, it's that little funny looking symbol, like a check mark with the long. That's the square root on a calculator. You put in a number, you hit that button, it'll give you the square root. The square root of 9 is 3. Okay, square root of 9 is 3. So that's 33% of a population of 9. 3 people would be responsible for 50% of that entire group's productivity, right? The problem with a square root is it does not scale like it's supposed to. It doesn't scale evenly. So the square root of 100, okay, 100 people, the square root of that is 10. So the example before, 9 people, 33% are responsible for 50%, half that group's productivity. Well, if there's a group of 100, 10 people will be responsible for half of that group's productivity. So it does not scale. It gets smaller. What that means is greatness is built incrementally in increments. But being mediocre, being regular, being mundane, that scales exponentially. It grows much faster, much easier to be mediocre. This is why Price is Law exists. So let's just say we didn't want to be successful, y'all. Well, if I don't want to be successful, I should procrastinate endlessly. I mean, why would I do today what I could put off until tomorrow, right? Or I could put it to the day after, maybe the next year, right? Embrace delay. Time isn't of the essence or anything, right? I mean, we're in a foreclosure situation with a prospect. We're trying to get a free house with an in-ground pool, saltwater pool in the backyard. Time isn't of the essence, right? We can procrastinate. We can delay. Who wants to be successful? And then another thing you want to do is, again, in attempting to be unsuccessful, right, with our objective to be unsuccessful, we don't want success. So we're going to avoid learning and personal growth. Anything that has to do with learning and personal growth, we don't want to do it. Remember, every book unopened is a golden opportunity to remain within your current mindset. You want to dodge workshops, seminars, and all forms of self-improvement like it's the plague. Why would you want to do workshops, seminars, and self-improvement? Because we don't want to be successful, remember? I'm just saying. Seriously, I just video morning in my stories, man. Never step outside of your comfort zone. If you don't want to be successful, you need to stay in your comfort zone. Stay in your comfort zone. That will ensure that you are not successful. That's a dangerous place out there, right? Stick to what you know, even if it's just the couch and some TV. Adventure, new experiences, and challenges. Nah, that ain't for us. We don't want to be successful, right? And then make sure, now you got to be certain of this, that you shirk responsibilities. Let's be honest. Accountability for our actions and our decisions, oh, that's overrated, right? If something goes wrong, there's always somebody else that we can blame, right? There's always a circumstance or a situation that affected us and made us not get the results that we wanted, right? Or maybe fate just wasn't on our side that day, right? Who knows? And then last but not least, in our path to being unsuccessful, always want to think about the reasons that it won't work first, okay? So we want to think up all the reasons first why the thing we're doing won't work for us. Why seek solutions when you can luxuriously dwell on all of the potential pitfalls? Now, I'm just saying now, how ridiculous did I sound? Somebody please tell me, how ridiculous did I just sound? Okay. Now, all we have to do is the opposite of those things, y'all. We do the opposite of those things, and I will show you how to get to the promised land. All right. This is how you get to the promised land. Now, let me just hit this. Let me just hit these, Rick. Okay. And then I'm gone. Now, listen, guys. This is the flip side of the unsuccessful list. When our attitude is right, the facts do not matter. The facts don't matter when our attitude is right, okay? So understand that the facts don't change. It's our attitude about those facts that determine. That's the thing that changes. That is the variable. A light is still a light. Our computer is still a computer. Are we mad because it's not the newest MacBook? And we think it sucks because it's not the newest MacBook and we're sad about that? Or the computer is still a computer. So is our attitude that we have gratitude, man, because we even have a laptop. We're thankful that it's in working condition because we remember a time when we didn't. That's the difference, guys. The facts remain the same. What is our attitude? What is it? Because every challenge that we face, everyone, and we will face them every day if we get into creative financing and subject to, I promise you, you will face challenges. But if you can overcome those challenges and embrace them as an opportunity to sharpen your skills, you will live a life that you didn't even dream about. I'm telling you guys, I'm here to tell you, it's even better than what you thought it would be. If you do this and you do this at a high level, it is even better than what you thought it would be and what you envisioned it to be. Real talk. Gilbert, what's up, dog? Okay. So Gilbert's new into my inner circle. Congratulations, brother. We're about to get in. Now, the reason I just said what I said about life being even better than what we envisioned it, if we can overcome the challenges that exist within becoming the bank and real estate, if we can overcome them, then it's great. Guys, I'm flying to St. Lucia in, I don't know, about a week and a half, looking at properties down there. I'm buying in trust, of course, looking at properties and unwinding, re-energizing for a minute. St. Lucia, y'all. Never thought in my entire life I would be saying. Now, of course, I guess I dreamed I'd, buy a house on an island. Everybody wants to buy a house on an island, I would think. I dreamed about that. I daydreamed about that. I never thought it was plausible. I never thought it was real. I never thought it could be in reach. Yet here we are. Y'all see. I'm definitely going to take some pictures now. Y'all know me. I love to make videos. This is what we'll do, and I'm about to dive into some information here. Focused activity plus continued learning. That will give you the confidence you need in your competence to move forward. You have to be confident in your competence, and you will make the real estate money code. All right. Confidence in your competence. So you got to set your intention. What is your goal? What is your intention? Okay. And then focused activity. Once you set your intention, you next come with the focused activity. What is focused activity, you're asking? Focused activity is we are focusing on the things that we know are pushing the needle closer to us getting to our goal, and we are ignoring distractions. Focused activity, baby. Real talk. Now we've got that focused activity. Remember, we're learning. That's continued learning because we're focusing on the things that are pushing the needle closer to us getting to our goal. So that is continued learning. That continued learning gives you confidence in your competence. It is a beautiful thing. And before I forget, because I get to rambling and going, y'all, I'm having a free training, free live workshop tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. All right. There's a link in the description of this video. Okay. Click on the more under there. It'll bring up the description. There's going to be a link. Click that link, put in your name, email address, and phone number, hit submit, and voila, you're in. All right. So you guys got to get it. You want to get in there while there are still remaining. So I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share some subject to stuff. Let's take a look. Now, I want to talk about real quick, though, why the power of subject to and why it's important right now in real estate and the way that the market is. All right. Because we do have a new investing reality, guys. Straight up. Interest rates super high, dude. Prices are still high. Inventory, however, is down. New inventory. So this is the average sales price of houses sold in the United States. All right. It's going year over year. Right. And this is Fred, the Federal Reserve. Geez, I forget the other. Anyway, it's a government statistics. I can't think of the acronym right now. Anyway, if you look here, people used to be able to buy houses, man, in the 80s I know people that bought houses for $8,000 that are worth over $1 million today. Over $1 million, dude. I'm like, man, you look like a sly Cheshire cat. Boy, you got off on that one. But that was 40 some years ago. That can't happen today. Millennials are risking so much more to become first-time homeowners. The leap to go from renting to home ownership, the gap, the jump they have to make is widened tremendously. Okay. The problem is this: prices are still super high, but inventory on the market and new construction are at about 60% pre-COVID numbers. All right. So look, increasing property price in the last 12 months, prices are up 18.6%. But guys, wages are stagnant. The prices of goods, food, materials up. Wages, what we earn by selling our time to corporations and companies, are stagnant. They are not moving. Guys, it's becoming tight out there. We have got to bet on ourselves. But in order to do that, I'm not going to get $100,000 in college debt. They don't even teach you how to make money in college unless you get an advanced degree, Lord, or engineering. Now, the market, the real estate market is competitive, super, because hedge funds and equity firms account for over 50% of homes that are bought in all major cities right now. Hedge funds, private equity firms buying over half of them. The little guys don't stand a chance. But guess what? When you know how to do subject to, you do stand a chance. Because we don't have to go to the bank and qualify for that new debt. We're not qualifying for it, guys. So hit that like button, y'all. Gilbert said international entrepreneur. Hey, let's get it, man. It's GoGetter Family. We're all over the world, baby. Hit that like button and drop some flames in the comments if you feel like I'm dropping you some heat. I'll answer that question for you here, bro, in a minute, because I have my challenge coming up, so I'll be talking about that. Okay, definition of subject to: taking ownership of a property subject to its existing finding. Let me tell you what that means. See, the two words subject to, they mean something in the law. Okay. In statutory code, subject to means that you are subservient to that thing, right? That you are subject to the influence of whatever that thing is. You are subject to that, whatever that thing is ahead of you, ahead of you. So we are buying that house subject to the existing financing. So we are subservient to that debt, meaning we have to service that debt. Okay. So we're not just buying the house for free. That existing debt is in place and it must be serviced, y'all. Okay. And this is how the wealthy and the elite have been buying things, guys, since the beginning of time. They just now they have technical names for creative financing. Okay, so just think of any way that you can buy something without giving the money all up front at one time or having to go get credit from somebody else to get all of the money. We don't do that. There are many more ways. The seller is my bank, y'all. That's what you want to be thinking. The seller is my bank. So there are some reasons that you do need to start learning this. You do need to know subject to. You're going to be unlocking massive savings. All right. So when you go to the bank and you try to get a traditional investment loan, 20% down, 20% down. I know I've got a student who had a mortgage and then she went and got another loan, another mortgage to buy another property. Well, initially the bank didn't know that that second one was an investment property. When they found out, they made her come in and put more money down. Doesn't that just blow your mind? She'd been paying the first mortgage she got, paying the second one. They find out the second one is an investment mortgage and they make her come in and put more money down or they're going to call that loan due. What in God's name is happening? So now with subject to, you can do this with no money down, especially out of your own pocket. Now, some deals are no money down whatsoever, like not from anybody. There's nobody getting money down. Some deals you do have to pay some money down out of the equity, but you can do that without paying it out of your own pocket. Okay. That's the beautiful part about subject to and creative financing. And then you're not subject to the bank's requirements to qualify for debt. Remember, subject to, see how that word play right there? You're not subject to the bank's requirements to qualify for debt because that debt already exists. And we are subject to our ability to have real estate solutions for the family at hand that we're working with. That's what we are a subject to, right? If we have those solutions and we can give them debt relief, they absolutely unequivocally will let us take over that mortgage. We've done it so many times, man, dozens and dozens and dozens of times around the country. Y'all, please. Negotiating. Now, some of you are probably asking, what do I say to a person? What in the world would I say to a person that they would let me take over their mortgage? I mean, it sounds crazy. It doesn't even sound plausible to me. What can I say? Well, there are some negotiating tactics and skills that need to be learned in order to do this. Okay. But I want you guys to understand that, there's a learning curve to learning new things. And what works now for you, right? If you want to do this and you've never done it and you've never done it. So you can't do it yet, right? It's important to understand that the skills that got us to where we're at, they don't work over here. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. All I'm saying is the skills you have now, they are very, 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 very valuable. Now, when you are coming over here, we're going to refine those skills and augment those skills. And in doing that, you will grow into the person that can negotiate a subject to deal rather easily, because we do it rather easily now. But that comes from practice, guys, repetition, getting the reps in. I mean, dude, I fly all over the country, man. My daughter, when she was with me the whole 9-10 days I was here prior to my event. She was there at my event. She got to experience that. She got to see that. She came up on stage with me one morning, right? She was coming up every morning, my daughter. And Rocco, there goes my dog. Okay, okay. What's up, player? My internet's slow, man. I'm dang using my phone right now. Anyway, for internet. So anyway, my daughter's with me, man, and she's coming up on the stage with me every morning because she would come on my videos when I'm teaching and making videos and stuff like that. And she'd say, "Hi, everybody." She loves to do that. And so she would come up on stage with me each morning and say that. Well, I think it was the second day I actually like had her go into the mic because I had a mic on like this. Well, I had got one, for my hand and had her say it in it. And she did, she said it loud, and I set her down and I said, "You did it, honey. You did it." And she said, "That was scary." I said, "That's okay, honey. You did it. You did it." And I told you guys that just because, you know, being able to allow our children the experience to overcome their fear in a moment like that, right? It can be life altering for them. Because if you guys haven't noticed, it's our fear that holds us back and stops us from our greatness, from getting to our greatness. So if we are able to step outside of our fear and get comfortable being uncomfortable, well, guess what? We can then teach our children to do the same because y'all, this ain't no moment. It's a movement. And that's just real talk. Now, let me get up into this. I had to tell y'all that. Subject to your shield in the storm of economic uncertainty. Guys, it's crazy out there right now. It is crazy. Guess what? There's blood in the streets in the real estate market. Traditional real estate investors, realtors are going through it right now. I'm talking about they got it bad. They've got it really, really bad. Every investor that I talk to, it's rough for them, except for subject to and creative financing. Guys, the value of a property doesn't even affect us. Okay. Not in real time. It doesn't. Absolutely not. Here's our concern. Is this property cash flowing? Right. That's our main concern. Is that property cash flowing each month? If it is, I could care less what the market says it's worth because that's their arbitrary number that is manipulated in order to control the people that have to use traditional financing, which is why they keep this information suppressed. So it being out and given to y'all, and it was given to me, man, what? I'm like trying to eat it up. I want all of it because the markets don't matter for us. The market can fluctuate whichever way it wants. If it's a buyer's market, great. If it's a seller's market, even better. Either way, we get to come in and we get to become the bank and do deals and transactions that most cannot do because they are restricted by the terms of traditional financing and to qualify for that debt that they think is needed to pay off old debt. I ain't doing it. Nope. Maximize your advantage. So I want you guys to understand this. Interest rates are up, okay? For buyers going to get new mortgages, it's harder for them to get a mortgage because of their debt to income ratio now, because higher interest rates means higher monthly mortgage payments. But remember, I said a slide ago that wages are stagnant. So if wages have remained the same when mortgage rates were low, you could buy way more house at the same monthly mortgage payment just this time last year than you can this year. Wages are stagnant, interest rates are up, mortgage payments are up, wages being stagnant, less people qualify for mortgages. Guess what that means for us though, y'all? That means we have more buyers in the market. I want the people that can't qualify. That's who I want to talk to. Sure is. I love it. I do, because we're helping these people. Golden opportunities. So when you think about it the traditional way, most times houses need to be fixed up and be in 2023 standard, right? Move-in standard. So people that can't sell their house because they can't do the repairs. If you need to sell your house and you call a realtor comes over, first thing the realtor is going to do is point out everything that you need to repair, replace, and adjust. Now, you call me, on the other hand, oh, I'm going to make you feel good about that place. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. We take it as is, player. So if you need a quick sale, I got you. Okay. I got you. Boom. Sellers love subject to quick sales, y'all. We get to fly past the usual hurdles of a traditional real estate transaction, like going through the underwriting process. I had to woo-saw right there when I just thought about it because it is a headache. There are inspections, appraisals. The appraisals are like some of the worst moments in underwriting because you can run the comps and have an asking price, and you can have that as a realtor, right? You can have that asking price accepted by a buyer. The buyer even has a pre-approved mortgage for the amount that your seller is asking. The appraiser comes in, appraises that property at a lower value than your asking price. And even though both parties agree, both parties have been approved, the bank for the pre-approved mortgage won't do it. They won't pay a higher price than what that appraisal's for, especially if it's an FHA. Now, if it's a conventional, you might be able to get away with that, maybe. But most people, they don't qualify for conventional mortgages. Guys, the time is ripe for this strategy. Like, this is it, dude. You can't beat this with a baseball bat, which is why I'm having a free training tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central to give you guys some game, y'all, some game. I'm actually going to go into another set of slides during that free presentation. Rocco said that was adorable. Yes, that was my baby, man. She was having fun playing with you, man, chasing you around. Both y'all are crazy, so it's all good. All good. So the moment you get, ditch the mortgage drama. Ditch the mortgage drama and take your power back. And then we have almost a unique way of partnering with property owners. They're passing us the baton because we're taking over that debt that became too much for them. So we have to, and we do, establish a sort of relationship with them. Now, we get the proper paperwork signed so that it's not an ongoing relationship. Okay, we take over that mortgage, we buy the house, you're moving on to your next chapter in life. Okay, you're not gonna be buggy, but I'm just saying. So here's the level up with subject to, and then I'm going on this Thursday night. I'll give you guys some sauce tomorrow night at the free training at 7 p.m. Central. The first thing is cash flow, and that is instant. Guys, I have talked to traditional investors that don't even know what the term cash flow means. I couldn't believe it. I was talking to a guy, he's a pharmacist. I was in the damn line at Walmart for an oil change, and he heard me on my phone. I was talking to one of my team, and he overheard me. After I got off the phone, we had a real estate conversation. I found out he owns 5 units, and he didn't know what cash flow is. I was like, dude, that's why you get in the game. Monthly cash flow, they call it passive income. It's not passive if you're a landlord in the traditional sense, that's for sure. I had a problem with one of my tenants again, man, this month, dude. He's got to go, unfortunately, but it's like, damn, I'm about to, I'll probably vlog that thing. But this gives you instant cash flow because we're charging more than the mortgage that we took over, right? And you get this done faster than you can say the word landlord. One of them dad jokes, kind of. No strings attached acquisitions. So who needs loan qualifications when you've got the ultimate shortcut, right? No strings attached. That means we won't personally guarantee that mortgage that we're taking over. It's not on our name. It's not on our credit. With the proper contracts and the proper paperwork signed, we take it over as if it is ours, because it does become ours to service. We just didn't have to go through the BS of qualifying for it, right? And applying for it. Yep. And then having it on our credit and on our debt to income ratio. No, we're not doing that. And then ride high and avoid the tide. Stay ahead, come rain or shine, shielded from those sneaky interest rate hikes. Guys, the houses that we're buying, we have the opportunity to buy right now during this time period, have the lowest interest rates in history. The interest rates were just at an all-time historic low prior to the crazy rate hike. So that means there are people who are falling behind on their payments, who need to sell, but they can't make the repairs, who are moving out of state and they need to sell and they can't sell fast enough. And just who knows, there's all types of problems for us to buy because we don't buy houses. But when we buy those problems, we are buying them at super low fixed interest rates. Therefore, we this is amazing too, guys. Listen to this. When we become the bank right now, in this day and age, right now, when we become the bank, we can actually charge an interest rate to our buyers that is the same, if not even lower, than the prime market interest rate. Just think about that for 1 second. Now, just listen, because this is what, when you go get a mortgage, the PMI, the prime market interest, what you're going to pay. That's what they're going to charge you, interest. So, and it's around 7.5 right now. Okay. 7.5. We go and we take over a mortgage with a 3.25% interest. 3.25% interest is a lot of money. Okay. So think about this. We take that over. We find a buyer. We charge our buyer 7%. We are more than doubling the interest that we took over, and we're still a 0.5 point under the prime interest rate, the prime market interest. Come on now. There's never been a time like this in history in real estate, whether it's creative finance, subject to, traditional, whatever. We can charge an interest rate lower than the prime interest rate, and it's still more than double the rate we took over. It's the land of milk and honey right now. I'm trying to tell you, land of milk and honey. So y'all, I appreciate you coming out tonight, checking me out. My guy, it's Jose, right? I think Jose, I believe. Salcedo. I remember your name from somewhere. I remember you. I should say that. If I have your name wrong, I do apologize. What are the requirements to be in the student circle, the inner circle? So there, one, you have to do an interview. You have to do an interview with us. You don't go through a challenge. So in the link that's in the description of this video, you can actually answer a few questions, a questionnaire, and then schedule a strategy call with one of my executive coaches, right? And you'll go through a bit of an interview process. We'll talk to you, and you can potentially enter that way. Or I have my Become the Bank Challenge coming up September 25th through the 29th. And on the last day of that challenge, I open up my inner circle for people to join. All right. So, hey, come on through, man. Oh, Gilbert squad now. Bad. He's on here watching. He's from Oklahoma, right, Gilbert? If I remember right. I'm sure I remember right. I know you got the grower company, but Gilbert was following me, for quite a while, and then just felt it was, he came to my live event. And for those that were at the live event, I just talked to Cedric Turner today, another inner circle student, and he straight up said it was life-changing for him, man, life-altering. I was like, damn. And Cedric's a super high-level dude, man, super high level. So we've got, if you don't know anything about real estate, that's cool. That's great, actually, because you're a blank slate, and I am Monet. Just let me paint, and I will make you into a great work of art, okay? Or if you do have a lot of experience in real estate, well, this is going to help you to scale and to take those reins off of real estate business and finally not worry about qualifying for the bank and really essentially being an employee of the bank, because you got to qualify for that debt. So this is for everyone who wants to get into real estate. You don't need any certifications. You can do it in all 50 states. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching tonight. Okay, Gilbert said he's from Tulsa. All right, brother. That's right. That's right. Tulsa's got a good market too, man. So Gilbert, yes, game changer. That's right. And that's how it goes. That's what Cedric said today too, man. He's like, I can't wait till the next live, because he's like, I'm going over, information. And there's some things that you might say during your inner circle but at the live event, we're there for the 3 days, man, zoning in. He's like, so many things came full circle, dude. So this is for the everyday person, right? To get control back, to get control of their time, get control of their time, get control of the destiny of their life. Honestly, I've changed my entire life. So guys, I appreciate you guys now. If you didn't catch this live, go back and watch it from the beginning so you don't miss any of the good stuff, man, that I had for you. And if you're catching the recording, I want you to drop your questions. All right. If you got questions about subject 2, put it in the comments and I'll do a live over it. Okay. Put it in the comments and I'll do a live on the questions. I want to know what you guys need. I know how to do this. We do this like every single day. We just did some amazing shit, dude, on Monday going into Tuesday. Absolutely amazing. Really, me and my team. I don't even want to get into all that right now, but I want you to put your questions in the comments if you're watching the recording of this, or if those that are on here now, you know, think of some questions an hour from now or tomorrow or whatever. Come back, drop it in the comments for me, and I'll start doing lives on your guys' questions and breaking that down in detail for you. That way I can give my people what they want, my people what they need, because my questions on this stuff now is ridiculously high level. So I got to go to the top to get my questions answered. But I was once like y'all, man. And I remember I used to down my first initial mentor. I used to chase him down on his lives because he had you could pay like $9.99 a month and you get to the front of the line on your questions and shit. Dude, I paid the $9.99 quick, but I used to chase him down on his live so I could get my question in. Then I'd be crossing my fingers hoping he'd answer my question straight up. Eve Alexander asks, do you create a land trust for each property? 100% we do. Absolutely. You want to keep each property in an individual land trust. That way it's insulated within itself, right? You can't infect or affect any of your other properties that you own. So if somebody decides to sue you based on whatever with that one property, that's the only property that is at risk. So we do a separate land trust for each. And then we have a layering strategy too with our trust, which gives us added protections and added anonymity too. So yeah, we get pretty deep with the trust. Absolutely. That's a great question though. So guys, don't forget, we've got the live training Friday at 7 p.m. Central. That's tomorrow. So there's a link in this video description for you to click on that, put in your name, phone number, and email us, and then hit submit, and you'll get an email. All right. Ooh, Darian came in late. Darren, I'm going to answer your question because you're in my inner circle, player. I got you. So Darian Cole or Dorian Cole, is that my inner circle member? I can't tell now. You look different in your picture. If it is, what's the difference between appraised value and assessed value on a title search? That is a great question, brother. And there is a distinction there. Okay. So that's a great question, actually. So appraised value is done by appraisers. Okay. Appraisers are, employees for the bank, mainly for the banks, right? Because they go out there and they take a good hard look at stuff in that house, the house itself, the foundation, the repairs, the updates, all of that stuff. And they know like the regional value and costs of things. So they're able to give that appraised value. And that is mainly for lending and whatever financial situations with the house. Now, the assessed value, on the other hand, the assessed value comes from the county. Okay, the county tax assessor. Normally, and I've talked to several of them, normally their values are off because they never really get into the house. They only see the house from the outside, and then they have to use formulas. And the tax assessor's formulas are all jacked up, dude. They don't even make sense. I can't dive into it right now, but so that's the difference though. The appraiser, like a private individual, work contracted with the bank to come give that value so the bank knows what to loan out. The assessed value, that's for tax purposes, and that's the tax assessor or the county that has given that value. Okay, so that's a great question. That is Dorian. Okay, what up, dog? That's all. Like I gotta answer my dog's question now. Shit, Dorian in her circle. So, all right, Eve. Yes, no problem, no problem. Where you from, Eve? Where you from? I like to know where people are from. Now I'm a new Houstonian. So, Anyway, guys, I got to get up out of here. I got a few text messages. I've got to call this realtor and get this place lined up for our client so we can buy a house with a pool, with an in-ground pool in the backyard. I like pools. All right, y'all. Listen, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And again, don't forget to hit that like button. If you feel like I brought you some value and you're new to my channel, I'd love it. I'd love it if you just considered subscribing. Okay. So I'm going to get on up out of here, but y'all know what it is. Till next time, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm a go-getter. They some go